I totally lost myself in my own code again. It's been a while. And midterms week is approaching, and by approaching I mean next week. Midterms week is next week. And so I did what any responsible student would have done. I prepared myself. And for my web dev course, I prepared myself by going hands-on, because you know me. So I started a little personal project. Also because I got a spark of creativity and I was really bored 3 weeks ago when I started this project. Which was to update, or rather create a new personal portfolio for me from scratch using HTML and pure CSS and JavaScript, no frameworks. I went back to the roots, to the basics. So yeah, let me show you how I did it. First step of any portfolio or website in general is design. Because if yours looks like ass or something from 2010, your website visitor will more likely be not so amused, and since we're doing a portfolio, we need to of course not only keep our visitor amused, but since they are your... I'm saying a lot. Now since we're doing a portfolio, our target visitor would be potential employers. So we need to sell ourselves and our services. That sounded so bad. But also, we need to keep their attention on the good stuffs. Oh, that made it even worse. And make sure to feed their eyes the things they need and are looking for. I'm still talking about portfolios, just so you'll know. So me, as a very choosy person who is also a casual enjoyer of products and websites, I know the strengths and weaknesses as a visitor and consumer of information, and I have thought of this one website that I think most will agree with me when I say that it is one of the most smartly laid out, feeds you concise but more than enough information, and is very user or visitor friendly. Apple's product websites. For me, okay, don't attack me. I've always admired their product websites for their simple but information-filled layout and delivery of information, and of course, the animations and layout of the product websites itself. And as a future looking for a job person, I want my portfolio visitor to have that kind of promoting as I scroll effect, since of course, portfolios are made to showcase yourself as someone with skills and experiences. And here's what I've done. Okay, so I have it boiled down to 4 bullets with like sub-bullets, sub-points. Yeah. So I think these are the ones I want to see in my digital portfolio or e-portfolio so far, since I know these are the main things people tend to look for when visiting a page like that. And I have the like basis, or like somewhat of a draft of the UI I want for the site. So I mean, I have created my own portfolio before, but that was just a summer thing, like a short summer personal project thing. I told you it was really simple. Hyperlink. Yeah, really basic. That's different to this because this is like something I wanna take seriously, because you know I'm gonna use it someday. So yeah. And with that said, I moved on to brainstorming the layout, design, theme, and everything UI related, going from Pinterest to YouTube. So I went on to designing and planning the layout of everything my portfolio website will contain, and this is what I got so far. I've made 3 pages now. And it is 12 AM, so I need rest. And one day and scene change later, And so we move on to setting up the bones or the structure of our website with HTML. And as we are starting this, please remember that I am just starting up again with this tech stack being HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And so I went on to creating the HTML elements based on the prototype I made on Canva. And since I only created the first section of my planned 5 sections, I finished pretty quickly with that, so now it was time to start with CSS. So of course, we first started with the navbar since we're going from the top to the bottom and setting the styles of our HTML elements. Hello, it is evening now. It is almost 7:30, and this is where we left off-ish. I modified some of the stuffs that's happening in the navbar when you hover over stuffs, and this is it so far. So what I need to do now is do the styles for the home section, then this long do the home expanded section. Yeah. So yeah, we shall do that. It is done. Well, this section at least. It done. It's cool. This is a hyperlink. This is my navbar. That's me. This is also a hyperlink, but it's also a guide, but also a hyperlink. You can tell I'm so wasted. Now, what we need to do is to do this section now, because when this scrolls down, I want it to go empty and just display these stuffs. You know, these Apple stuffs, these stuffs, like the animating stuffs. Yeah, like these. I'm too ambitious, maybe, but I know I can do it. I can do it. And it's now time to tackle what I think was the section that I had the most complications with in terms of content and style, and this is the extension of the home section. This does not look like this yet. Oh, I need to make this one. I can't no more. Haha, 1, 2, 3. It's 1:23. I need to sleep. See you later. Hey, that was very late than just see you later, because it has been days later. It's April 1 compared to the footage before this clip. That was, I think, March 20 something. Yeah. But, oh, this is not it. Update on what we left off from the last clip. It's done-ish. Well, it looks like the mock-up, if you remember. The prototype. Except this part. But I'm having problems in terms of responsiveness. These boxes are okay, but as you can see, that's it. I can't scroll down more. And this gets cut off, as you can see. So I guess I need to set a limit on like a script when it reaches a specific width. It just goes to another layout or something. I don't know yet. But yeah. Food, code, girlfriend. What more could you ask for? And with that said, I tasted the custard in my lips. With that said, it's time to code. Though I had trouble with my first set of styles for this section, I am lucky since I had YouTube, Stack Overflow, Copilot, and W3 Schools to help and guide me with my implementations and approaches. And I myself have thought of a nice way to see how my elements interact with one another by adding a border to them. Yeah, I know, really basic knowledge, I know. And after many modifications, and speaking of the skill section, since we're now done with the home extended section for now, we can set aside our ambitious plans for that section and move on to the next one. Of course, every visitor of a portfolio or resume would want to see what you can provide, which are your skills. For this section, I plan on having a little selector featuring my main tech stacks or languages, while also having a list of all my programming related and relevant items. So before we start on coding, we need to gather the SVG files we're going to be using for the icons and main images to be shown in this section. And now that we've done that and typed down everything we need in our HTML file, it's styling time. I totally lost myself in my own code again because I was too busy here. I forgot the things I was doing here. And while I was busy here, I forgot the things I was modifying here. Okay, so far, this is what we've been able to achieve as of 6:27 p.m. Looks good. It's the most accurate in terms of the prototype. I mean, it's the most accurate among the pages in the prototype and in the main thingy here. So yeah, looks good. I have to figure out a way to make this, or whatever is selected, the background image and the right side of the screen, but I think that's gonna be easy. I hope it's gonna be easy. So yeah, we can do this. And I hope I can finish this page before I stop coding for today. Yeah. this thing work, because earlier it was just showing a blank. It was blank here on the right container, and this wasn't here as well. So now everything works. I had help from AI because I haven't tackled JavaScript yet in any form, in any way, so I had to ask how it works, and I made it create this thing. I understood it as I went through it, because what it gave me was still not complete, because I still had to modify. It was bugging when the list was selected. It was bugging because when I click this, it's like that, but when I click back to the other one, it's like elevated. So I made sure to fix that. It was just because this wasn't here and it's not specified here in this if statement, so I added this if statement. I'm saying a lot, I'm yapping a lot. Yeah. Kind of learning JavaScript as I go with the help of AI. Thank you, Copilot. Thank you, GitHub Copilot. And yeah, so far this has been the easiest page to do compared to the home page, surprisingly, because maybe that's because the home page was the first ever page I've created after a long while of not doing anything HTML and CSS related. So that's that. Yeah, this works. Now the only thing I need to do now is make these animations better and adjust the background based on which based on which skill is selected. So we do that. But yay! It changes now. Do. Oh. But yeah, it looks good. And it looks accurate. As you can see. But I need to do this. Because it will also serve as a guide to know which one's selected. So yeah, but for the most part, I am done with this page. Just a few minor tweaks and modifications, and I'm good. Yeah. Okay. The skill section is officially working and done. I want to modify this bit. I'm nabibitin dito. That can be added for later. For now, I'm settling with this section page, and as you can see, it is accurate except for the selector thingy. I added a last minute design change, so that's okay. And yeah, so far I am proud with my progress here at the skills page. It was smooth. I learned JavaScript a bit. I learned a bit of JavaScript as I went along with thingies, but yeah, I am proud of this section. This is actually the easiest section compared to the other two. Yeah, this thing was easier than the home section, surprisingly, but yeah. I'll see you when we're gonna create the experience page. My hair is a mess. I need to get a haircut. Hello! It's been days. Obviously, we are about to eat lunch. I'm with my girlfriend on the corner. She's doing her own thing, schoolworks, while we watch Kitchen Nightmares. And while I code. The next page. What was the next page? The experience page. So yeah, we eat while we code. And I'm gonna yap to you all while I do it. Yap. Yeah, so quick yap about my school life so far, since by this point in time, it's been 5 weeks, I think, since classes started. And first day of class was fun and okay to say the least. I only had one class, orientation, for the entire whole day, and I went home afterwards. And life's been good too. I've been going out more and doing more things. I hang out with friends even more too now. I recently signed up for a gym membership here so I can get back in proper form and shape. Because before I looked like this, and now I look like a slug. And overall, school's been okay, and one of my courses, web dev, is really fun to attend to, since as I'm doing this personal project which is entirely web dev centered, I'm also getting a review and sometimes new information about the exact same thing I'm tackling here. And now by this point, I've finished creating the overall structure and style based on the prototype. But I'm not really fully satisfied with the outcome. It is now night time. But yeah, I've managed to do this timeline. You can see it better here. I have to tweak that so it can be seen better when the background images is popping up. But this, I like this. This scrolls when it's when this becomes a lot of panels, I guess, but it works per year. It has that little animation. It's so satisfying. Yes. So this is the panels feature my position and the thing I worked on, and the languages were like whatever I did or contributed to that project. Nice. It looks good. It looks nothing like this one, as you can see, but I like this one more. The last thing we need to do now is the contact section, then it's up to the, and then we can start refining stuffs per section, like animations and whatever comes up. Yeah, I'm sure the contact section will be easy, and I'll just give you straight to feature me creating the content section. Contact. Quick visit at my hometown, and while everyone was out, I started on creating the contact section. And creating this really simple page was just as easy as saying 1, 2, 3. But you know me, I'm not really that easy to satisfy. That sounded weird again. And since I finished that fast and easily, I started tinkering with a bit of the previous elements and sections that we've finished setting up the initial styles on, like the nav bar. And fixing the display structure and variables in the home section with some minor adjustments to the texts. And my most hated styled section so far, the extension of the homepage. I had a really hard time doing this, and it came to a point that my guidelines or borders started filling up the page too much. It looked like it was leaking rainbow outlines everywhere. But I eventually got it done after an hour of tinkering with everything I set earlier in our initial styling. But here's the funny thing. Our web dev professor, who also goes by the name Sir Chi, but with an E, introduced us to Bootstrap And I was both amazed and questioning myself, why haven't I thought of using a framework earlier? And now that I'm watching videos and learning more about Bootstrap, I realized that I think I can implement it on my portfolio by this point, mainly because I've set up so much things already that it's gonna be more hard and stupid of me to go back from zero just to implement things from Bootstrap, I think. So after realizing that while I was at the library, I decided to note down every possible weakness of my portfolio site and any more areas that needs improvement, and I ended up with this list. And we're gonna make sure that everything in this list is gone. So let's start coding again.
What you doing?
Being frustrated at this stupid section. I hate this section from the very start. I hated this from the very start. I hate it till now.
But
No buts, I just really hate it.
let them see.
This stupid section. I gave up on the home extended section and I moved on to the skills section. We've successfully finished the skills section, but it took me an entire day to finish this. It is now 4 p.m. of the next day. What? It is now 4 p.m. What? It is now the next day of the previously played clip. Huh? It is now the next day. Oh yeah, that was the... Oh, okay, yun na pala yun. It is now the next day. It took me 5 hours. Okay, 4 or 3 hours to do this section, and maybe 1 to 2 hours of refining every single section with the help of the MVP to inspect. And I've come to a conclusion that there's a lot more work to do ish. I think this is the final step now. Refinement and the projects page. So yeah. Let's start coding again. I don't know how many times I've said that in this video. My personal portfolio site is finally finished. Is the outcome anticlimactic? Yes. A bit, not gonna lie. Is it pretty? Yeah, I think so. Is it perfect? Nah, of course not. But the important question, the main point, or my main point at the beginning of this video, did I learn? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. I refined and expanded my knowledge of HTML and CSS and learned new things like JavaScript and deeper levels of CSS. With the help of tools and resources like Copilot, Stack Overflow, I think I've visited Reddit multiple times too. And YouTube, especially that dude Coding to Go. He was a really big help during this entire thing. The portfolio site is not perfect. There are still a few areas I personally want to improve and change. But I think I gave out what needs to be found in a portfolio. But also I think it lacks that touch of wow factor, if you know what I mean. But all in all, I am proud of this little personal side project I've done. Personal project I've done. Yeah, it was really fun to do, and it made my GitHub contributions light up like a bush. A small one. But with all that said, thank you for sticking up to this point of the video. I really appreciate you. I know this video took too long to make and to upload and editing, but I hope the quality of this video is enough as a, I don't know, payment or compensation. Yeah. Stay tuned for the next few videos because I've been exploring recently on Bootstrap, and so far it was really helpful in terms of making things more efficient, but that's for another video. Also, probably a midterms week vlog, and yeah, again, thank you for watching. This has been Chi, your friendly neighborhood second year BSIT student. I'll see you on the next one.